friends, welcome back to my channel. So for those of you who might be new here, hi, welcome. My name is Megan. I am a full-time reseller, and today we are going to chat about a few popular Y2K and 90s brands that I think might sell well for you if you are looking to get into more of a vintage type of aesthetic in your closet. And if you're not new here, you might notice that hopefully, all the fingers crossed, that I sound a little bit better today, that you could hear me a little bit better, because my wonderful husband last week brought me home a microphone from my YouTube channel. He said I was working so hard and I deserved it, so he bought it for me, and today is the very first day I'm using it, and it looks like it's recording to me. I hope it's recording. I hope it's working. We will find out. Anyway, thank you so much, babe. Thank you. Like I said, today we are going to chat about some vintage 90s Y2K brands that I've had luck with in the past. Some you may well recognize, they're popular, and some maybe you've never heard of, maybe you have heard of, maybe you've seen them in the wild before, but
this is a reminder.
Sorry, Alexa just chimed in. So like I was saying, these are brands that I've had luck with in the past. Maybe you've never heard of them, maybe you have. I have some things to do. I'm going to try and organize a little bit down here while I chat with you guys about these brands. I am going on a trip. You might be seeing this while I'm actually on my trip. I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to go up. So I want to have everything as organized as possible for when I come back, so it's just a smooth transition back into working. And I've already begun the cleaning process, but I have some little odds and ends to still do, so I thought I could chat with you guys just for a few minutes while I do that. And this video is not going to be that long. I'm not going to go in a deep dive into all these brands. I probably will pop a photo of the tag or the brand or something like that on the screen as I talk about it, just in case you've never heard it before, you're not familiar with it. Anyway, first brand we're going to chat about is Juicy Couture. I know most of us probably know Juicy Couture, and luckily the vintage tags are easy to spot in difference between the newer tags. The vintage tags are more of like a square shape or a rectangle, I guess. They're like a thicker shape. I'll put it on the screen. And they all are color-coded by size, which I didn't know until recently, but they are all color-coded by size. So I think like orange is a size large, yellow is medium, and pink is small, something to that effect, but they're all color-coded by size. But anyway, vintage Juicy Couture, terry cloth clothing, tracksuits, bags, velour bags, makeup cases, travel cases, anything like that. Big money. Same lines as Juicy Couture, Betsy Johnson. Betsy Johnson is also a brand that still makes clothing, but her vintage stuff, her 90s stuff in particular, the things that say Betsy Johnson New York on the tag are worth big money. And there's tons of collectors out there for Betsy Johnson. So I would definitely keep an eye out if you see a Betsy Johnson tag that is not the current pink Betsy Johnson tag. And then the next few brands we're going to chat about are Rampage, Jump Apparel, and XOX. These are all brands that I would consider like along the same type of like vibes. I would say consider them like office core or office siren type of vibes. And they're a lot of like mini dresses, mini skirts, low rise things, kind of like darker tones usually too. And then kind of like removing yourself from office core a little bit. Moda International and Boutique Europa. Those are kind of like moody florals, ditzy florals, really micro floral prints, lots of denim, things like that. But I feel like they're along the same vibes, but just not really office wear, if that makes any sense. The next brand is No Boundaries, and while they are still, I believe they're still a brand or around, they have the same type of like vibe as Mossimo, the vintage Target brand that is definitely not a brand anymore. We all know what happened with the Mossimo brand and why they are not a brand anymore, but their 90s vintage things do sell pretty well. Speaking of selling pretty well, JUNO. JUNO is another brand. I have actually sold 2 JUNO things before. One of them is definitely something that I would say is sought after. It was this pair of double pocket, like flaming skull jeans. And I think they sold for $110 if I am not mistaken. This JUNO, something that is good to look for on a piece if you're considering buying it, is something that's heavily embroidered. Like the pair of jeans that I sold had that big giant flaming skull on it. It was all embroidery, and the more the better. If that had been like a larger embroidery, I could have asked more for them, likely. And the next brand we're going to chat about is actually Von Dutch. And whenever I think of Von Dutch, I always think of Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie in A Simple Life. And they used to wear those Von Dutch trucker hats all the time. I think at that time, Britney Spears was wearing them. A lot of people were wearing a lot of celebrities were wearing the Von Dutch hats. So I would imagine those would go for a pretty penny. And then the next set of brands we're going to chat about is Dave and Johnny, which is a brand, Status Collection, and then Buyer 2. All of these I feel like have the same sort of vibe. They're normally, when I found them, they are like a bodycon, square neckline dress that has like some sort of glitter embellishment on it. And those have been doing well for me as like marketing them using keywords like prom or homecoming, or if they're like a short dress, like club dress, raver dress, something to that effect. I always make sure to use the word bodycon or slinky if it's that certain material that's like really clingy. I don't know how to explain it. You know when you know. I just need another drink. Next brand we're going to talk about is True Blue. I've sold recently 2 denim dresses by this brand, and they sold pretty quick. They didn't sell for a ton of money, but I will take selling quickly all day long. So that is definitely a brand I will gravitate towards if I see it in the future. And then the next brand we're going to chat about is Super Low Fat. I believe all of the super low fat items I've ever found were either plaid or PVC, like a fake leather material. Keywords for super low fat or vibes, aesthetics, I would say like mall goth, grunge, punk. Think a lot of plaid mini skirts, pleated mini skirts. Yeah, that's a really popular one. It's like Trip. That's another brand I should have added to this list. That's very similar to super low fat, Trip NYC. And lastly, we're going to chat about Diesel. And Diesel is another one that has ultra low rise, but they are known for like logos everywhere, like big logos everywhere. And like more likely than not, you have seen the viral Bernie skirt, the leather like micro mini belt skirt that's like basically just their big capital D logo, and it's a leather belt as a skirt somewhere on the interwebs, because it went viral I think just a short while ago. I don't think that piece is old. I think that's a newer runway piece, but correct me if I'm wrong. So just a quick rundown of all of the brands we chatted about. I'll put them right here on the screen so we can see them all at once. Juicy Couture, Rampage, Jump Apparel, XOX, Moda International, Boutique Europa, No Boundaries, JUNO, Von Dutch, Dave and Johnny, Status Collection, Buyer 2, Super Low Fat, and Diesel. Oh, and Trip NYC as well, but that's not actually on the list. So I know this was a little different type of video, but I really do hope someone out there finds it helpful. If you can think of any brands that I missed or any that I should have put on this list and didn't, please, please, please leave them in the comments below so that we can all grow our knowledge of these vintage popular Y2K and 90s brands. And as always, if you took time to watch this video, I so appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind hitting like on the way out, that would be awesome. See you next time, friends. Bye.